I'm going to have to let this one marinate and swim by itself because I don't want any part of this. So Vic, I appreciate you, bro. Trust me when I say this to you, I appreciate you tweeting in. But I'm about to feed you to the wolves. BJ, as you can see right there, it's not really big enough for you to maybe read, but I'm going to turn around and just explain what this last hot take is from Vic. He believes with his chest, and I will say this, the Western Conference Finals this year will be contested between the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz. BJ Armstrong, what's your reaction?
I'm gonna give him the side eye, Jay. I'm gonna give him the side eye on that one. I'm gonna give him the side eye. You know, Utah. Yeah, give him the yeah. I see you right now, but I gotta give you this. I gotta give you the side eye. The Utah Jazz are playing, you know, arguably the best basketball in the NBA right now. The Phoenix Suns. They've made a tremendous leap from a year ago. I mean, this franchise hasn't made the playoffs in probably the last 8 to 10 years. And then all of a sudden now you have the Utah Jazz where people are saying because of their record and the way they're playing that this team should get to the Western Conference Finals. All Western Conference Finals will go through LA. It will go through the LA Lakers. And let's give the LA Lakers their respect. I know they've had an injury here recently to Anthony Davis, but LeBron James and company will be there at the end. You know, the LA Clippers and the Denver Nuggets, they will have a say-so in what's going to happen with the other team. But you can bank on the LA Lakers being there. I think as long as LeBron James is healthy, this team will figure out a way to get there. But give those teams credits that they're talking about. The Utah Jazz, I can't say anything about the Jazz. The Jazz, hey, they have the best record in the entire NBA right now. And the Phoenix Suns, they look like they're ready to get out of the first round. But right now, I'm not going to discredit the champions. The champions are there until someone knocks them off in 4 games. Will I say that, you know, what both of those teams that you just mentioned, the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz, I'm not ready to say that right now, even though the Jazz right now have the best record in the league. So, you know what? It's still, I'm looking at it kind of odd, but you know, yeah, Jaydee, give him that side eye. Yeah, give him the side eye, but it is what it is. And yeah. It is what it is. But right now, I'm not ready to say that.
Mooncey, many people in this league right now are turning around and saying that the Utah Jazz are the best team in the NBA. Now, I don't know how you feel about this hot takes, but BJ has just turned around and said it. All roads have to go through LA in the Western Conference Finals. So do you agree with your boy Vic, or are you disagreeing and saying that this is a cold one?
Well, you know what, Jaydee? You know, I've heard some interesting takes today, starting at the top with you saying that you can be individually great if you're swept out of the playoffs, talking about, you know, LaMelo is top 10 right now, talking about San Antonio getting past the first round of the playoffs. And now this is going to be a wild show. Now, this is what I want to know. This is what I want to know, Jaydee. Is there somewhere doing a massive discount on nachos this week? Because you guys have got so much dip on your chips, it's absurd. This is worse than last time. This is overdosing on dip right now. Just have the chips. Let them be chips. This is crazy. And if there is a deal on nachos, I would very much like to be involved. You know the vibes. But anyway, let's break down this take. Look, the Utah Jazz are hot right now. The Phoenix Suns are hot right now, okay? We're going to start by talking about the Utah Jazz. Now, we've seen great regular season teams go on great winning streaks in the regular season and then fall apart in the playoffs. Need I remind you, the Atlanta Hawks team, led by Mike Budenholzer, you know, the ones with Al Horford and Jeff Teague on, and then in the postseason, they didn't look so great. You know, Draymond Green said it best. He said there are 82 game players and then there are 16 game players. And for me, the Utah Jazz, who just gave that $200 million bag to Rudy Gobert, I'm not hating, secure the bag, young king. But in my opinion, Rudy Gobert is an 82 game player. It's too easy for him to be schemed off the court in a playoff series. You know, when we look at who they have to go through in the Western Conference, in the playoffs, the Lakers like to put Anthony Davis at the 5. Okay, that's a major problem for him. You know, the Clippers, they've now got Serge Ibaka who can stretch the floor, take Gobert out of the paint. And then if you switch a smaller defender, Ibaka can still, he's got a few moves down low that can still get cooking. We've even seen PJ Tucker and the Houston Rockets cause major problems for Gobert and the Utah Jazz in previous years in the playoffs. And we saw just a few weeks ago doing our watch along how the regular season game between the Nuggets and the Jazz caused so many problems for Rudy Gobert. So if this is your player that you're paying a supermax salary to, and yet every opponent that you're likely going to face to get to a conference final has a way of scheming you out of the game, then I really don't see that being a recipe for the Western Conference Finals. I look at this Utah Jazz team, and I know producer Ellis back there is a big Utah Jazz fan, and he loves us to talk about it. I'll put respect on their name for the regular season, but, you know, when it comes to the playoffs, and I don't want it to be a personal thing with Rudy Gobert, but I just feel like someone who has slow feet, he can't really switch on a lot of different possessions in a pick-and-roll centered offense, you know. He can't get out to stretch the floor. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see the Utah Jazz making it. Now, the Phoenix Suns are interesting. I agree with BJ. The Lakers are a lock for the Western Conference Finals, provided LeBron stays healthy. But the Phoenix Suns, I believe if anyone is going to cause an upset this year, it's going to be the Phoenix Suns. The reason why, they've got an elite backcourt, and they've got, you know, a true veteran, high IQ point guard in Chris Paul, who's pretty much seen it all except for the conference finals. That's still the one thing he needs to do in his career. And they've got Devin Booker, who we all know is a big-time shot maker. And in the playoffs, we talked about it earlier, that's when the superstars come out to shine. And Devin Booker, if he gets cooking like he does, then that can be a problem. They also have great wing defenders. They've got Bridges, they've got Crowder, they've got guys that can really limit the opponent on the wings in terms of those 3 and 4 spots. They also have shooters on the roster, and the young big man DeAndre Ayton is improving as the season progresses. So all of that is the recipe for a team that can compete in the playoffs and could potentially cause an upset. But there's no way that I see both of these teams going to the Western Conference Finals. I will be astounded if we come around to June and it's the Jazz and the Suns playing each other in the Western Conference Final. And if that does happen, I'm flying to LA. BJ, I'm going to have words with the Clippers and the Lakers because that would be outrageous. If no LA teams make it, that's going to be outrageous. So listen, I like the confidence of the take because it's not easy to submit your take to the Lions Den, but that's ice cold, my brother. Way too much dip on your chip.
All Mo heard was Utah in July. He's not interested. That's all Mo heard. Mo heard Utah. All I want to know, BJ, real quick, is where is Ovi Soko right now? Did I just hear him compliment the Phoenix Suns, say they have all the components, elite perimeter defenders, 3-level scorer, rim protector, a man that can pick and roll, and Ovi Soko is not here to get his flowers? That's crazy. That's crazy. Right now, I can't believe Mooncey gave so much compliments to the Phoenix Suns, and yet Ovi's not here to turn around and smile.
Listen, I was giving the Phoenix Suns compliments when we did the watch along, but Ovi just wanted to get his jokes off. I'm always here to analyze and break it down and keep it 100, regardless of what team we're talking about.